It's Adrian Bo, super coach, CEO of Adrian Bo Training and Auctions and Chief Auctioneer for Ray White Tesolin Group in Quakers Hill. It's Sunday, the 22nd of June, and I'm here providing you my auction weekly market wrap, both nationally and within the core markets that I conducted auctions in this weekend. Okay, so throughout the nation this week in Australia, we had 1,878 auctions. Now that's down from last week being 2,183, and also down from last year in this exact period and week, which was 2,150. That is a drop of 14% in inventory or stock levels, if you like. Now, that is one of the major factors that's fueling the market, that's providing buyer confidence, and is obviously not diluting the buyer interest given those shortage of inventory levels and homes on the market. So a very significant factor that does tend to fuel the market. Obviously, we do hope to see more stock hit the real estate portals. However, for the buyers, certainly that is something that they're seeking and hoping for, especially with rates coming down. But for sellers, this is a huge positive, the fact that we can have multiple buyers bid at all our auctions. Now, the home value index came out again, and what we saw in the month of May was a 0.5% increase throughout national home values throughout Australia. That's significant in terms of the amount of property that we've got in this country residentially, equating to $11.4 trillion. Incredible asset class, outweighing all the other three asset classes being commercial property, ASX, and also superannuation. An outstanding initiative by CoreLogic to be able to provide this forensic data, because clearance rates only give you a vignette of the market for that particular week, but to have that broad, holistic view on what is the total worth of residential real estate throughout the country, based on valuations, based on sales. What an amazing repository of information that CoreLogic provide. $11.4 trillion. Mind-blowing. So the 0.5% increase we saw in May is very consistent with the last 5 months, and we've seen increments similar to that, anywhere between 0.3 to 1% increase per month. And what an outstanding result that is for Australia as a nation, and also for the capital growth and wealth creation for all of the electorate. Now, the best part about the May increase was that all capital cities saw growth, because in the past we've only seen the majors, sometimes including Sydney, Brisbane, Melbourne, but it's great to see that all the capital cities saw some particular growth in the month of May. Now, this week we had over 800 auctions in Sydney. We had over 1,000 auctions in Melbourne, and 130 auctions in Brisbane, just to provide a few there. So the outstanding initiative from CoreLogic is that it provides us the rental growth for the month of May as well. Now, that saw a 0.4% of an increase, so great for landlords, especially in Melbourne, where land tax is quite onerous. Obviously challenging for tenants, I understand that, but obviously with wage growth, that will certainly be able to help out. But the yields for investors are certainly coming back, especially in prime areas, from as low as 2% now up to about 4% in Sydney, and in Gold Coast and Queensland in particular, you're getting yields now up around that 5, 6, 7%, which is outstanding for residential property. Now, certainly my opinion of what will occur for the residue of 2025 will be one of confidence and one of outstanding results in the real estate market. We've got decreasing inflation, we've got expected further RBA rate cuts, and certainly we've got increased sentiment from both buyers and sellers in the marketplace, which is, I feel, a terrific trifecta and an outstanding combination of factors that can only install confidence in all buyers and all sellers and all stakeholders of the property industry. Now, going back to today, we had an outstanding clearance rate of 80%. Now, that's compared to the national clearance rate of 65%, so well above that, and 65% is still a great rate nationally, and certainly slightly above what we've seen this calendar year, which has been anywhere in that high 50s, as high as 63, but 65% is outstanding, and 80% for our team, being the ｃｈochr Tesolin team, Ray White Quakers Hill, number one Ray White agent globally, and certainly this doesn't happen by chance. What we see is a very fortified and impervious process that takes place leading up to these auctions. We see incredible over communication with vendors, both from Josh, the team, and myself leading up to the auction, and I feel that that's an amazing point of difference, given that I can build rapport both with the owner leading up to the auction and also introducing myself as the auctioneer to all the buyers and building trust and rapport and a level of gravitas and seniority as well. I like to get intimate. I like to be involved in the transaction. The auctioneer arguably plays one of the most important roles on the day, so it's absolutely asinine why other auctioneers are not entrenching themselves in the transaction process. It also happens due to high quality buyer work during the campaign. So Josh's team, Ben, Marin, Sam, Laurie, outstanding professionals, outstanding associates, and they are conducting incredible buyer work, including following my coaching regime, which is face-to-face buyer meetings. Nothing beats meeting buyers face-to-face and having a conversation around the owner's motivation, also around what is your situation as a buyer. How can I help you purchase this property on the day? And that will build so much trust, so much rapport. You'll be seen as a trusted advisor, and you're basically providing vendor-like service, which traditionally is face-to-face vendor meetings. We hear that ad nauseum, and that should be best practice as a minimum. But face-to-face buyer meetings now is becoming ever so important, ever so incredible. All my coaching clients are following this regime at the moment, and it's a quick 5, 10, 15-minute catch-up to run through the logistics on the day, gain a pre-registration, advise them of the process, and also give them an insight on the owner's motivation and their current situation, and also to be very transparent around the demographic of the other buyers and also how many other buyers they will be competing with. And then providing some guidance around pricing as well to ensure that they can speak to their banks and have every opportunity to secure the property. So we had 20 Doolan Street in Dean Park sold under the hammer, 996,000, over reserve, 12 registered buyers. A beautiful freestanding family home there. Then we had 21 Bambara Street in Durack, and that sold over the reserve as well for 900,000, 16 registered bidders, and what a beautiful wide frontage that had on a single level home. Extremely competitive auction. Then we had 46 Waitaka Street in the precinct of Lethbridge Park, 8 registered bidders, resulting in a price of $750,000, which was right on the reserve price. It's a corner block, granny flat potential there, given the land. It was in original condition, so needed quite a lot of work. So I do feel that potential will be there. We had a heckler at the auction, which is always fun. Certainly nothing rattles me as a 30-plus year auctioneer. Not sure what the issue was with this particular buyer. They weren't even bidding, but they seemed to have an issue with the owner and the other buyers, and they were certainly creating quite a scene. And I politely asked them to please refrain from any profanities at the auction, and that all went smoothly. So I do embrace any hecklers. Certainly I've had a fair share in my time. I don't understand the rationale behind it. Everyone's got their own issues, and I do pray for that person, and I do wish them all the best in their property search, even though I don't really feel that they're a genuine buyer. Then we went on to 38 Attenborough Place in the core market of Quakers Hill for the Tesolin Group, at Ｃոչ Tesolin being the principal owner, number one agent at Ray White globally, $935,000 above the reserve again, and that's a Battler home. I love representing the Battler homes as an auctioneer. I've sold multiple properties, and that is one of those modern townhomes, and I love that signature Battler chandelier, and whoever does those upgrades when they purchase those houses never regret it, because those chandeliers are the cherry on top and always happen to achieve a premium price. So that's my wrap for this week. It's outstanding to be able to deliver my narrative, message, opinion, and I look forward to providing it to you the same time next week. In the meantime, live with virtue and God bless.